Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, in a few days, about 4-ish, we have a new president. Country is going to be plunged into a very cold winter vortex, whatever they want to call it, pretty much everything east of the Rocky Mountains. And there's lots and lots of talk about, is something going to happen between now and then? Is something going to happen shortly after to kind of sabotage the new administration? NATO General Secretary announced, I think yesterday or the day before, that NATO needs to get into a wartime mindset because it's time for them to go to war. And they've guaranteed Ukraine that they will protect Ukraine and provide security to Ukraine, even if Donald Trump, the new president, says they're not participating anymore with NATO or helping, which is not what he has said. He's actually said that he will continue supporting Ukraine. So a lot of things are happening, and I think that there's a lot of potential over the coming days and the next few weeks of things to kind of get a little crazy. My gut feeling is it's not going to be astronomically crazy. It won't be just off the charts, but I think that we could definitely see some stuff happening. Certainly, at least what we're being told by the new Trump administration is that there are a lot of changes in store, that they're planning on doing a lot of, which is normal. I mean, that's normal with any presidential new administration. But this time probably more so than before. They're claiming that they're going to be reversing some of Biden's policies, and I am 100% in favor of that for most everything that they've mentioned. But there are some things that I think a lot of us have noticed that are very cautionary. We're unsure of. The actual threat level, I've not seen anything specific. The main thing is, and I mentioned it yesterday in a video, was that one White House press guy made some, alluded to that, you won't see me again. This is my last time in front of all of you with the outgoing administration, unless something really crazy happens between now and then, because it could. Maybe it's nothing. Probably it's nothing. But it doesn't hurt for us to be kind of on edge for that. A lot of stuff going on really in the political realm right now. Donald Trump and his new administration is kind of dominating the news cycle. A lot of the confirmation hearings are going on. He released a new photograph last night that's kind of caught the internet world by storm. Some people love it. Some people think it's overly dramatic or dark or whatever. But it is interesting that this is all taking place quite soon. And the one thing that I think everybody got wrong, myself, many others, all the way up to folks like Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and Glenn Beck, big names in kind of conservative commentary news and stuff like that. Pretty much everyone has gotten wrong is that this whole administration transition has gone really smoothly. And I'm still puzzled by that. Like it's always smoothly, if nothing really happens that kind of causes any problems, then what's going on? That seems to be really strange. Did the deep state, which I don't believe the deep state exists. Some of you probably your minds just popped a little bit, because I believe that the state is the deep state. I believe it's all one and the same. Are there deep, dark things and people and organizations? Absolutely. But I believe the state and the deep state are all the same. But anyways, that this idea that this cabal of people that are doing these evil things and trying to destroy Donald Trump just decide to call it quits, throw up their hands and say, okay, well, you won, you beat us. Something's wrong, something's off with that. So just the fact that things have gone so smoothly, you know, it's this like negative, like a negative symptom. It's strange. I think that right there kind of keeps the red flag going. The whole NATO thing, the stuff going on with Russia and Ukraine, it is heating up continually. And, you know, Donald Trump has said for months now that he's going to get in there and he's going to fix this problem. Russia has seemed open to that, Zelensky a little bit. But so far, the things that he has proposed have been shot down by both sides. So it doesn't look like the war is going to end within the first 24 hours of his administration. I mean, I guess it's possible, but it doesn't look like it. Israel and Gaza came to a ceasefire agreement, and I believe, if I'm correct, next week or over the weekend, hostages will start being released. Donald Trump's claiming victory for that, but so is Joe Biden. Who knows? I'm sure it's just part of the plan to take it to the next level. Cold weather's kicking in. I mean, the next couple of days here, it's going to be nice. In fact, it warmed up overnight here. It started off, you know, like in the 20s and woke up in, you know, 30, 32 degrees. So it did warm up, but it's going to continue to warm for the next few days. And then come Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, some really, really frigid temperatures. And I know the last couple little winter storms that blew through, I issued a little warning. This one I think is more serious. In our area, they're not calling for any precipitation, but it's the temperatures. We're talking 5-degree, 0, maybe negative actual temperatures. Wind chills will most likely be in the negatives. That's pretty serious. It's not unheard of. Don't freak out and say, oh my goodness, they've done something to the weather to cause this, because this never happens. This happens all the time. But it's always a dangerous time, because when you get temperatures that low, it starts to become very difficult to kind of heat your house, keep your animals warm, keep them from freezing to death, keep you from freezing to death. You know, exposure to the elements becomes much more serious because it takes a lot less time for you to succumb to the cold. Just take extra precautions. You know, yes, if you need to go out over the next couple of days and stock up on some things, make sure your vehicle's in good shape. You know, have some blankets, emergency supplies in your vehicle, buy some extra straw for your animals, that kind of stuff. It's definitely things that you need to do, because it's pretty cold. I know it's not unheard of, and some of you are going to say, well, we deal with that kind of weather every winter. Yeah, that's right, and that means you're more prepared for it. You can handle it better. When you start getting into the Midwest and down into the South and stuff, and the East Coast, they're not as prepared for that. So you need to take precautions, and that's all going to be happening at the same time as the inauguration. We are going into a new era, just because that there's a new president. But it's the president it's not just a new president, it's Donald Trump. And things are going to change, and I hope that they'll be for the good. But I'm not as optimistic as others, because there's little signs and symptoms that indicate that it may not be as smooth and as wonderful as everyone thought originally. I would definitely stay on top of things, keep your eyes open and alert, keep stocking up on things. I think the economy, personally, this is just my gut, I think the economy is going to be one of the first things that really take a big hit. Something most likely will happen. I'm going to guess probably in the first year of Donald Trump's presidency. And it will cause some major upsets in the market, which will kind of bleed over into the whole financial world. And we will probably start into a real hard recession, maybe depression, within the next 12 to 18 months. That's not necessarily a prediction. It's just kind of what I think or feel is going to happen. This H5N1 is building. There's just almost every day there's more and more health experts speaking out and saying, listen, this thing is literally on the verge of becoming a widespread pandemic, that it just needs to mutate a little bit more, just a hair more, and it will be spreading like wildfire throughout the population. And as of right now, they are still saying that the mortality rate is like 50% on this thing. So if that was true, that's crazy. Now, most likely, if it mutates enough to spread, the mortality rate will come down. But my goodness, even if the mortality rate was 5 or 8 or 10% for a real, 5-10% mortality rate, that's still significant. It's still going to cause some panic. And that may also happen in the first year of Donald Trump's presidency. And it's possible that causes the financial collapse. Who knows? Because if we had another COVID-like lockdown, and I know you're going to say, oh, Donald Trump isn't going to do the same thing. Even if that's true, the vast majority of the policies implemented during COVID were done at the state level. And so the state still could do that, or the state and local level. So if that gets crazy in the first part of his presidency, the country is in no way financially capable of handling another major pandemic and all the stuff that we've been sending to war, and continually supporting Israel, continually supporting Ukraine, supporting Taiwan. We're not in any shape or condition to handle that. And so even if it wasn't as severe as COVID, I think it would still pose a great threat to us. I mean, already just egg prices going up, people are complaining, and it's causing problems and stuff just because a simple egg, which is, a big part of most people's diet, the price is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous in some places. And that's part of this H5N1 bird flu. It's going to spread, and it's going to affect more areas. And it could be very serious. That the health side of it, the economy side of it, the panic side of it. So don't let your guard down. Just because a new president's about ready to take office does not mean that things are just going to go away and be better. In fact, looking at kind of I guess you could say, reading the tea leaves, looking at what's gone on so far, things are too quiet. And when things are too quiet, it makes me more nervous. So continually prepare and get yourselves ready, because we don't know what yet is still to come. It's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.